Can't believe they changed that intro. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new live stream. Bit of a different thing for this one. Normally we talk about, Cobra Kai and, some other shows. But we're doing a different one this week. This week, we're doing an NFL free agency prediction stream. So we are a week away from NFL free agency. It's literally next week. So next week's stream, if there's like any huge signings, then I'll be reacting to those on next week's stream. But this week, doing free agency predictions. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I wanted to wait until after the franchise tag window closed because I had a feeling that some of the best players were going to get tagged, which I'm surprised there's only 2 players that got tagged, but I believe the deadline was yesterday, and only 2 players ended up getting tagged, which we'll discuss it in a moment. But let me catch up with the chat. Bonsai Melissa, my week's pretty good. How about yours? What's up, Finn? How you doing? And we got Tristan. What up, Tristan? All right. Let me get my screen set up. And yeah, just 1 second. Not really, bro. Not really. 1 second, guys. So the legal tampering period, Tristan, is on March 10th. And when you can actually start signing contracts is March 12th. So that's when, it all starts. So the legal tampering period is this upcoming Monday. So very exciting stuff. What a win for the Celtics, man. What a different man. No Tatum, no Porzingis, no Holiday. Peyton Pritchard dropping 43 points off the bench, bro. That is ridiculous. I'm sorry. If you're putting up 40 off the bench, that is just ridiculous. Just give Pritchard the 6th Man of the Year award already. Just do it, man. You do that crap, bro. And Derek White scoring 41 points is ridiculous as well. I'm sorry. And Jaylen Brown played, and he only put up 18 points. I'm not trying to be negative or anything, but Jaylen Brown's been kind of disappointing. I'm sorry. But, it's getting kind of ridiculous. But let's get into the free agency. Chrome tab. Okay. Here we go. All righty. So, as I mentioned earlier, there are only 2 players tagged, and these are the 2 players that got tagged. The Bengals tagged T. Higgins, so he is not on the market, unfortunately. I was hoping my Patriots were going to give him a huge offer, but now they can't, so they want to trade him, if they want him, they're going to have to trade for him, and I just don't want to give up a 2nd-round pick for him. Sorry, I just don't want to do it. I just don't think it's worth it. But I think the Bengals will either extend him or they'll trade him somewhere else. I could see Chargers, Packers, and Panthers as teams that could trade for him, but If the Bengals extend him, I just don't know where they're going to get the funds to pay Jamar Chase $40 million. He wants his deal and he wants it now. He wants to be the highest paid receiver in the NFL. T. Higgins wants $31 million a year, apparently. And they have to pay Trey Hendrickson or trade him because he wants clarity. He's like, you pay me or you trade me. Don't leave me hanging. And they have to improve their interior O-line and their entire defense. So Bengals are kind of in a rough spot. And then Trey Smith, he was tagged by the Chiefs. They just traded away Joe Thuney to the Bears. So that to me tells me that they're going to extend Trey Smith. So he will be a Chief, which makes sense. He's their best offensive lineman by far. Next, we got Milton Williams. I don't think the Eagles are going to be able to bring him back because they spent a lot of money on Zach Bond and Saquon Barkley. So I actually think he's going to have a big market out there. I'd love to see the Patriots get him, but I just don't think we're going to do anything in free agency because nobody wants to play in New England, and I understand why. But, at the same time, if you want money, go to New England because the Patriots are number one in cap space, and it's not even close. The Pats have $127 million, and the Raiders just paid Max Crosby, so now they're at $95 million, and they're second. So there's like a huge drop off in cap space between the Pats and everybody else. But Milton Williams, I'd love to see him on the Vikings as well. They need defensive tackle. Because they got destroyed in that Rams game. I can see the Chargers getting him. I can see Jim Harbaugh having some interest in him. I think it'd be a good fit in the Chargers. The Cardinals is possible as well. They need interior defensive line help as well. But if I have to pick one, I'd say the Chargers. I think they're like third or fourth in cap space, maybe fifth. They have some good amount of money that they can spend on him. I think they are a contender with Jim Harbaugh being there and Justin Herbert. So I don't think he would mind going there. Let's check the chat. When they tagged him, do you think they will trade him or they'll keep him? For now, I'm going to say the Bengals re-sign T. Higgins because he said he wants to stay there and Joe Burrow wants him there. But if they make him an offer and he doesn't like it and he feels disrespected, then I think he's going to get traded. But they're going to be in cap hell if they pay Jamar Chase $40 million a year and whatever T. Higgins is asking for. So they're going to have to rely on drafting defensive players, and that's going to be rough. Next, we have Ronnie Stanley, the offensive tackle from the Baltimore Ravens. He's a very good offensive tackle. He's 31 years old. He has an injury history, but had a really good year this year. He did a great job protecting Lamar's blind side. I remember that Thursday night football game against the Bengals. He was locking up Trey Hendrickson. Like Trey Hendrickson could not get past him. If he were to leave, I hope the Patriots offer him a massive contract. I'd love to have him, so we don't have to worry about left tackle because we need a left tackle really bad. But I think the Ravens are going to find a way to keep him. I just don't see them letting him go because, if they do let him go, then he's going to be a pain in the ass to replace. But I say the Ravens find a way to keep him. Zach Bond's not on the market anymore. The Eagles extended him. All right, Sam Darnold. He had the best year of his career this past season. He came back from the dead, literally. he was like, it was trending towards him being out of the league, but JJ McCarthy gets injured in the preseason. So Sam Darnold's the full-time starter, and he played absolutely amazing for them. Now, the way he ended the season wasn't great. He did not play very well against the Lions and Rams. But, for the most part, I think he did earn himself, a big contract. He's expected to get around like $40 million per season, which is ridiculous. But my prediction is that the Titans will sign him because their new GM they hired came out and said, we're not going to pass on a generational prospect just to take a quarterback. So they're either going to take Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter with that first overall pick. I still wouldn't rule out Cam Ward, but I just think that they're going to take best player available with that first pick, or they might trade down as well. But I think Sam Darnold will be a solid fit in Tennessee. They got some weapons. They got Tony Pollard. They got Calvin Ridley. But I think he earned himself a payday. And if the Vikings wanted him back, they probably would have franchise tagged him, but they didn't. So I think they're moving forward with JJ McCarthy as their starting quarterback. I still think they need to get a veteran that will mentor JJ McCarthy and help develop him. But I can also see the Raiders trying to get him. I've seen the Steelers being thrown in there, but I don't think they have the money for him. I think the Steelers will either bring back Russell Wilson or bring back Justin Fields. I think they'll pick one of those guys, but Sam Darnold will be a good fit in Pittsburgh as well. The Giants is a possibility because they need a quarterback pretty badly. I've seen people throw the Jets around. I just don't think that'd be a good idea for either side because they would look stupid because they let him go. Like they gave up on him. And then what if they pay him like a ridiculous contract and it doesn't work out, So I just don't see him going back to the Jets. But the Titans are my pick, but I could see the Raiders signing him as well. Sam Darnold to the Raiders. Tristan says Sam Darnold to the Cowboys. Kirk to the Jets. I wouldn't mind that. I see Russ, Raiders. Yeah, I can see it. Don't know why Aaron Rodgers would go from one bad New York team to another, but, Kirk to the Jets, that would be pretty interesting. I could see that. Osa, he was already extended by the Cowboys, so he is off the board. Josh Sweat. Now, I do think the Pats is a possibility, but I'm going to go with the Cardinals because of the Jonathan Gannon connection. Cardinals have, I think they're third in cap space. They need to improve their defense. And, I think it'd be a great fit there. And, he knows Jonathan Gannon. So I don't think he would mind playing in Arizona. But, he was very, very good for the Eagles in the playoffs and the Super Bowl. And my pick is that he goes to the Cardinals. At number 9, Chris Godwin. Now he's very good. He was a very good receiver this past year. He's coming off a major injury and he's almost 30 years old. I think he just re-signs with the Bucs. Similar contract to Mike Evans did last year. I think he's going to value loyalty over money. Same thing with Mike Evans. I just don't see him leaving the Bucs. I'd be surprised if he did. But if you were to leave the Bucs, you would have to get paid like $30 million. And I've seen the Patriots being thrown around. I'm sorry, I don't want to pay $30 million to a 30-year-old wide receiver coming off a major injury. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that if I'm the Pats GM. So I think he takes a 2-year deal with the Buccaneers. I think he's a Buccaneer for life. Then we got Carlton Davis. He's interesting because he was very, very good for the Lions earlier this year. He actually suffered a broken jaw, which is pretty insane. So he had to miss the rest of the season because of that, but still very good. But I could see him going to the Jets because of Aaron Glenn. I could see that. Maybe the Giants make him an offer because they need a corner. Packers is a possibility. Yeah, I'd probably go the Jets because of Aaron Glenn, and they're going to lose DJ Reed because he doesn't want to be there anymore. But yeah, Vikings is a possibility as well because they need corner. Let me check the chat. A-Rod is going to the Giants. I'm fully on that prediction. I just don't know why you just leave one bad New York team for another one. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. He says he does not want to move. Chris Godwin to the Cowboys or Packers. I don't think he'll go to the Cowboys. I don't think they have enough money. Packers would be interesting. I just don't see the Pats getting anybody because, like I said earlier, no one wants to play in New England. But Charvarius Ward, he's interesting. I think he's a very good corner. I think he just wants to get out of San Fran because of the trauma. He lost his it says right here his daughter passed away, which really it's unfortunate. So prayers out to him and his family. But I don't think he's going to ask for like too much money because he is a bit of an older guy, but he's still very, very good, and he's a good veteran to have. I'm going to predict the Packers. The Packers are going to need corner because they're expected to move on from Jair Alexander. So I think it'd be a good fit in Green Bay. I could also see him going to the Vikings as well. I'd love to see him on the Vikings. Giants is a possibility as well because they need corner. The Raiders, I could see the Raiders as well because they need a corner, and I think he's a guy that Pete Carroll would want. But yeah, I could see him going to the. But for now, I'm gonna pick the Packers. Next is DJ Reed, who I mentioned earlier. I'm gonna have him go to the Lions. I think that makes a lot of sense. He said he wants to go to a contender, a winning team. And I think it'd be a good fit in Detroit because they need secondary because they're probably going to let Carlton Davis go. And Teron Arnold struggled this season in his rookie year. I do think he'll get better, but it might take a while. But I think DJ Reed will be a good fit in that line secondary. Still a very, very good player. He's a bit older. He's 28, but still good veteran with a lot of experience. So I could – definitely see him going to the Lions. At 13, Amari Cooper, he's washed. For them, it's kind of hard to predict. I could see the Ravens signing him for cheap. I could see maybe the Chiefs try to get him because I don't think he's going to cost much because he's not in his prime anymore. He could go back to the Raiders because they need wide receiver depth, but we'll see. I was thinking about the Commanders the other day, but the Commanders got Debo, so they really don't need a receiver right now. But yeah, I'd say the Ravens. Drew Dahlman. Now this one's interesting. He's a very good center. He's very young. I think his best football's ahead of him. I think the Falcons should try to get him back, but I wouldn't mind the Pats getting him because David Andrews is getting older and he's coming off a major injury. And he wants to play until 2027. So I think he would be a really good replacement for David Andrews. But I'm going to say the 49ers because center's been a problem for the 49ers for a while. They've kind of neglected that position. So I think it'd be a good fit in San Fran. Next, we have Byron Murphy. I think the Vikings will get him back some way because he was a big part of their defense, and they need depth at corner. So I can see the Vikings getting him back. I wouldn't mind the Pats getting him and pairing him with Christian Gonzalez, but not very likely. So my prediction is that the Vikings get him back, but I can see the Rams getting him as well because they need depth at corner. Then we have Drake Greenlaw. Now, he did miss most of this year with a torn Achilles from the Super Bowl a year ago. I think the Niners want to bring him back, and I think the Niners will try to get him back. I think they'll find a way to get him back. And hopefully he's fully recovered and he can play a full season. Then we got Javon Holland. Now, this one's interesting. My prediction is the Vikings because they might lose. I think it was Bynum, his name is. They might lose him to retirement. And he's only 25 years old, so I think his best football is still ahead of him. He's actually drafted by Brian Flores, the current Vikings DC, the former Dolphins head coach. So I think that connection right there makes a lot of sense, and I think it'd be a good fit in Brian Flores' system. So I think it'd be a great fit on the Vikings. But I'd also see the Jaguars getting him as well, keep him in the state of Florida, just play for a different team. Jaguars need, secondary help really, really bad. But my predictions for the Vikings. Then we got Nick Bolton. Nick Bolton is interesting. Only 25 years old. He's a middle linebacker for the Chiefs. My prediction is that he leaves Kansas City and he goes to the Cincinnati Bengals. Jermaine Pratt requested a trade, which they're probably just going to release him anyway. But I think he'd be a good fit in Cincy. He would be a really good replacement for Jermaine Pratt. And I think it would upgrade that defense a lot. And it'd be a good middle finger to the Chiefs because the Bengals-Chiefs rivalry, oh boy. And I don't think he's going to cost too much either. Then we got Will Fries from the Colts. I believe he's the offensive guard. I could see the Pats signing him because they have the worst O-line, so they need to improve it, and they need to do it now. Trying to think of other teams that need guard. I mean, maybe the Raiders. I don't know. Maybe the Colts find a way to bring him back. Maybe the Texans steal him because the Texans need interior O-line as well. And, maybe the Texans steal him and they move him to left guard. I don't know. But I think, he'll go somewhere. But I'll say the Texans for now. He broke his tibia in week 5. He's likely to get paid plenty despite that injury. Yeah, so he'll probably get a decent offer. All right, Haason Reddick. Now, he lost himself a lot of money because of the contract dispute. The Eagles traded him, and he was refusing to play, refusing to participate in practice until he got his deal, and then they gave it to him. And he just did not play very well at all. He's 30 years old. My prediction is that he goes back to the Cardinals. He goes back there, and, he bounces back. That's my prediction. But let's catch up with the chat. Let's see. Did you watch Didi yet? No, I have not. I will tomorrow, though. I loved your review on Daredevil, what you said. Okay, cool. Cowboys did not make Cap, but Jerry said he does not want to do a lot in free agency. Yeah, they restructured CD and Dak, which it doesn't mean that money goes away. They're just pushing it further down the road. No, I didn't. Yeah, I will watch it tomorrow, though. I would love to get Ward since Diggs will be out for a good amount of the season. Yeah. In Canton, where do you think Troy's aunt was during season 6? Hopefully in prison. Hopefully. I could see us getting Amari Cooper back again over all the other good receivers of free agency. I got a good one for the Cowboys, Tristan, so just you wait. I could possibly see Niners getting Drake Greenlaw back. For Justin Fields, I see the Jets, or he stays in Pittsburgh. All right, we're going to talk about Justin Fields here in a minute. All right, Justin Fields, 26 years old. I think the Steelers are going to bring him back for cheap. Now, do I agree with it? No. I would rather bring back Russ for a cheap 2-year deal and let Fields go. But I just, like, based off the rumors and the reports, it's looking like the Steelers are going to pick Fields over Russ because he's younger and they were 4-2 with him as a starter. Do I agree with it? No, but I have a feeling that the Steelers are going to re-sign Justin Fields and let Russ walk. Then we got Trayvon Moehrig from the Raiders, 26 years old, very, very young. I can see the Raiders bringing him back. I can see the Niners getting him because they're probably going to lose Hufanga. But those are my 2 picks for him. See, I know in the business, as far as more than one where he cannot be placed high enough. Yeah. So, I believe he's a strong safety, so I could see the Niners getting him to replace Hufanga, or I could see the Raiders getting him back, or I could see the Broncos stealing him because I know a lot of Broncos fans want a safety this offseason, so I can see that as well. Then we got Asante Samuel from the Chargers. I don't think he played at all this year. I could be wrong, though. But he's only 25 years old. I think he either re-signs with the Chargers or he could possibly go to he could go to the Raiders because Raiders need corner depth. Maybe the Bengals, but I don't think the Bengals will be able to afford him. So I would say like re-signs with the Chargers or signs with the Broncos, maybe. I don't know, though. Khalil Mack, now there's rumblings of him potentially retiring, but came out and said that he's going to play again. So my prediction is that he re-signs with the Chargers or he goes back to the Bears because the Bears need some help at edge as well. Malcolm Kuntz, edge rusher from the Raiders. I think the Raiders could re-sign him. I could see the Pats getting him as well. Maybe the Bears because they still have some spending money. I'll say he resigns with the Raiders, though. Then we got Justin Reed from the Chiefs. He's a safety. I'm going to have him go to the Jets. Aaron Glenn's a defensive guy, and they need safety really, really bad. So I'm going to say the Jets get Justin Reed. Then we have Ernest Jones from the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks bring him back. He was actually very solid for them last year. So my prediction is that the Seahawks get him back. Then we have Cam Robinson. He was on the Jaguars for a while, but he got traded to the Vikings because of the Darisaw injury. I don't see the Vikings bringing him back because they're going to have Darisaw back, and that's the only reason they had Cam Robinson. So I think it's possible he signs with the Chiefs for cheap because they need a left tackle. Pretty bad. We saw that in the Super Bowl. I can see the Pats signing him. We have his former coach, Doug Mooring. Is that his name? I don't remember. But he's our O-line's coach, so I think that would be a good fit. He's a veteran. He's 30 years old, but O-linemen can last for a while. I can see the Pats getting him back, but I'll predict that he goes to the Chiefs for a cheap deal. I don't think he's going to ask for much. Alaric Jackson's off the market. The Rams extended him, so that was a good move by them. All right, here you go, Tristan. All right, here you go. I predict Stephon Diggs signs with the Cowboys and reunites with his brother Trayvon Diggs in Dallas. I think he'd be a solid wide receiver too for Dak. Hopefully he's healthy and ready to go for next season, but you might as well do it. You might as well reunite the Diggs brothers. Yeah, Trayvon at corner, which he's going to miss most of the season, but why not just reunite the Diggs brothers in Dallas? He'd get to stay in Texas, but he would go to Dallas and not Houston. But I think it'd be a good fit with the Cowboys, and he's not going to ask for much because he's coming off an ACL tear and he's 31 years old. Let's see. Where did I leave off of? Okay, for Justin Fields, I see the Jets. Or he's in Pittsburgh. That's a good theory. My headcanon is that she was in jail for a DUI or something like that. Yeah. I'm hearing he will stay. In your opinion, if Julie Pierce had appeared, what do you think the best storyline would have been for other than the Miyagi stuff? Not really sure, to be honest. Khalil Mack back to the Bears. Yeah, I think it's possible. That's also a good theory and very possible she could also be in a homeless shelter. Yeah. Stephon Diggs, I'd want him on the team, but Duke came off that ACL tear, every injury he had. Yeah, it's an ACL tear, so I don't think he's going to cost that much because of that, and he's 31 years old. So I think he could be very affordable. Speaking of which, Tori asked Candace if she needed funding for another scam. What type of scams do you think Candace has been involved in? I have no idea. Probably just simple money scams. Anyway, back to it. All right, Tavon Jenkins. I don't think the Bears need him back because they traded for Joe Thuney, so I actually think they're going to let him go. But I thought he was their best offensive lineman. So I think the Pats is an option. Again, they need O-line. The Vikings is possible because they need interior O-line. Texans is a possibility because they need a left guard, and I think it'd be a great fit there. So, the Bengals I think would make a lot of sense because they need interior O-line. So, and he might not cost that much. So, I'm gonna say he goes to the Bengals. I don't think he's gonna cost much. Javon Hargrave, I think he's expected to leave the Niners. I'm going to say he goes to the Panthers because they need defensive tackle pretty badly. They need to improve that defense because that defense was awful last year. It was so bad. So I'm going to predict he goes to the Panthers. Then we got Levy on rookie. All right. I'm just gonna say that the Lions re-sign him. I don't know much about him. Jamie and Sherwood. I'm gonna have him go to the Niners because of the Robert Saleh connection. They brought back Robert Saleh as their defensive coordinator. And he's only 25 years old, so I actually like the fit in San Fran. So I'm going to say he reunites with Saleh in San Fran. Calais Campbell is interesting. Damn, he's 39 years old. Holy moly. I know, geez, he's almost 40 years old. I'm going to say the Bengals get him because I don't think he's going to ask for much because he's damn near 40 years old. So I don't think he's going to ask for much. He might just retire. Now that I think about it, he might just retire if he's that damn old. I mean, 39 years old. Like he might retire. If I'm being honest, but he wants to win a Super Bowl, so I think he's going to sign with a contender. Then we got Paulson Adebo. Pretty underrated. He's a corner, only 26 years old. Saints have absolutely no money whatsoever, so I don't think they're going to get him back. So I would say either Vikings, Packers, or Giants get him. Or maybe the Niners get him because they're going to lose Charvarius Ward. So they're going to have to get a replacement. And, he's only 26 years old, so he's still pretty young. I think his best football is still ahead of him. So I'd say the Niners sign him. Love to see him on the Vikings, though. Then we got Josh Meyer, center from the Packers. I guess the Packers can get him back. But we'll see. Deo, okay, I don't know who this is. I don't remember who this is, but pass rusher has 34 combined sacks and QB hits over the last 2 years, which is solid production for a part-time player. Yeah, I'll say the Colts just bring him back. Kevin Zeitler, damn, he's 35 years old. Maybe the Lions bring him back. I could also see maybe the Chargers get him since they're a contender and they need interior O-line. So I'll have them go to the Chargers. Ooh, I didn't even see that. Actually, you know what? No, never mind. Because the Bears already solved their guard problem. So never mind. So he's probably not going to go to the Bears because the Bears already fixed their interior O-line problem. So I'm gonna say the Chargers for now. Then we got Aaron Jones. He said he wants to end his career in Minnesota, so I think the Vikings get him back for cheap. And he did very well this past year for Minnesota, so I think they keep him. Oh, they did? Wow, I didn't know that. Let's see. If I had to guess, insurance scams that involve theft and cons, yeah, probably. Probably I did. Probably that too. What's up, world? What's up, everybody in the chat? What's up, Underground? Let's see. Aaron Jones will stay on the Packers. He's on the Vikings now, but okay. Save $21 million in cap. Wow. All right, next is Chase Young. I heard he's going to get a big market. And he's only 26 years old. He's a second overall pick by the Commanders. This is interesting. I don't know how much he's going to get because he hasn't had the best career. He's dealt with injuries a lot, but, he has talent. So maybe the Bears would be interesting because, like I said this earlier, that they need edge help. So I wouldn't mind seeing him go there. Saints aren't going to be able to get him back because they're in cap hell. I don't know how much he's going to get on the market. I really don't, to be honest with you. See. And the Cardinals is possible. Maybe he goes to the Lions. Maybe the Lions get him. I don't know, though. All right, Hufanga, he's expected to leave, apparently. Which I believe is a strong safety, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. He's expected to leave the Niners, so if he leaves, he's going to go to a team that needs safety help. I Not really sure where he's going to go. Sensation as a second-year All-Pro player, hard-hitting, risk-taking style has led to some serious injuries and missed assignments over the last 2 seasons. He's an intriguing energy shifter. Yeah, so he definitely has some injury concern, but he's only 25 years old. Yeah, I'm not really sure where he goes, to be honest with you. But I guess, yeah, I'm not really sure where he goes, to be honest. Maybe the Broncos get him because, like I said, they need safety help. But I'm pretty sure I had them get somebody else earlier. I just don't remember. But yeah, I'm not really sure where he goes. Hollywood Brown. My prediction is that he goes to the Bills because Josh Allen really likes him. So I can see the Bills getting him. I think it'd be a solid fit in Buffalo, and they're a contender. So my prediction is that he goes to the Bills. I can see him going back to the Ravens as well, but my prediction is that he goes to the Bills so he can team up with Josh Allen. Then we got Darius Slayton from the Giants. He's actually a really good deep threat. He's not a number 1 receiver, but he's a solid number 2. I can see the Steelers signing him. I wouldn't mind the Pats getting him. And I can see the Panthers getting him as well. I'd say one of those 3 teams gets him. Or he re-signs with the Giants. That's also possible. Kristen Fulton for the Chargers. They probably bring him back, my guess. Azeez Ojulari from the Giants. I predict that he goes to the Bengals. I think he'd be a good fit there. Patrick McCarry. No, he's interesting. The Ravens get Stanley back. I'm not sure if they're going to get McCarry back. So I'm not really sure. Maybe he goes to the Texans because they need guard. Maybe the Ravens get him back. Maybe the Lions get him. I'm not really sure. DeMarcus Lawrence. Now, he's interesting. Obviously been a Cowboy for a long time. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get him back. Maybe he takes a pay cut to stay there. Maybe he goes somewhere else. I'm not really sure. But I can see him going to a team that needs, edge help. But I'm going to say he stays in Dallas on a pay cut, but we'll see. Najee Harris. I think the Steelers let him go. I think the Broncos get him because they need running back pretty badly. I can see the Raiders getting him as well, but my prediction is the Broncos. And then Dyami Brown from the Commanders. Commanders probably get him back for cheap. But let's see. I meant Vikings, not Packers. My bad. Packers, Aaron Jones. Haunt your dreams. It's okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess I still do have PTSD from that playoff game. It's going all right. Okay. I can see the Chiefs keeping Hollywood. He might leave, though. Darius Slayton to the Cowboys. We need a cheap deep threat. Yeah, that'd be funny. I wouldn't mind us getting rid of. Next, we have Dan Moore from the Steelers. See, Steelers fans have been complaining about Moore for years as he's steadily improved into a serviceable starter at left tackle. Yeah, so they probably get him back. Mekhi Becton's interesting. He had a rough tenure with the Jets. He was their right tackle, then he left, and the Eagles got him and moved him to right guard, and he played really, really well for them. So maybe he stays with the Eagles since they're a Super Bowl contender. You could also go elsewhere. Probably go to a team that needs guard, like maybe the Texans. Maybe he goes to the Lions. I think those teams are possible, but we'll see. Jaron Reed from the Seahawks, 32 years old. They probably bring him back. Jameis Winston, the most fun player in the NFL. The funniest quarterback in the NFL. Like, he has the highest of highs, lowest of lows. I'll say I think the Jets is a possibility. I think it'd be a solid bridge option. Maybe he goes to the Colts. Maybe see what else is there. Maybe he goes to the Colts. That's a possibility. Giants, maybe. He might stay in Cleveland, but we'll see. Yeah, I'd say Colts, Jets, Giants, and Browns are possible. Then we got Cam Bynum, 27 years old. They might be able to keep him, or they might let him go, but we'll see. Tershawn Wharton. I'd say Chiefs probably keep him. Then you got Russell Wilson, 36 years old. I'd say either the Steelers bring him back or he goes to the Jets or Giants. I think the Raiders is possible because of Pete Carroll as well. Then we got B.J. Hill, Bengals defensive tackle. I think he leaves Cincinnati and he goes to a team that needs defensive line help. He's 30 years old. So I don't know where he goes. Maybe he goes to the Cardinals, maybe. I think that's a possibility. Dante Fowler probably stays with the Commanders. And they got Robert Spillane from the Raiders. I think he goes to the Broncos. I think that'd be a good fit. No, I haven't. I didn't even know there was one. If we get a Robbie and Tori spinoff, I think it'd be interesting to see how their newfound stardom would impact Tori's relationship with her brother. Yeah, that'd be interesting. All right. I'm not going to do every free agent. I'm just going to do some of like the ones that I know. Nate Hobbs, he might stay with the Raiders or go elsewhere. 26 years old. He's a good nickelback, so we'll see. J.K. Dobbins, I think he'll stay with the Chargers. There's no reason for him to leave. Jacoby Brissett, he's gone. He's probably going to go to a team that needs a quarterback. Rico Dowdle, I don't see the Niners bringing him back. He probably goes elsewhere for cheap. Jeremy Chin, I think the Commanders bring him back. Puna Ford, I think the Chargers bring him back because he was very productive for them this past season. James Daniels either stays with the Steelers or goes to the Lions. Jordan Lewis, Cowboys probably get him back. Ryan Kelly's interesting because he really gets center, but he's coming off an injury. I think the Colts find a way to bring him back, or he goes to the Niners or Falcons. Mike Williams, I think a Chargers reunion is possible because he's not going to ask for much. Baron Browning probably Cardinals probably bring him back. Jimmy Garoppolo, I've heard rumors of the Pats bringing him back as like a backup quarterback. I wouldn't mind that, to be honest. Justin Simmons, maybe the Broncos bring him back for cheap, but I don't know. Stephon Gilmore, I think he retires. If he doesn't retire, I could see him going back to New England, or I could see him going to the Niners, but he's just not that good anymore. Kaiser White probably goes back to the Cardinals. Rajuel Douglas, I actually think the Giants might get him because he's actually from New York. And, he's a solid corner. He could go back to the Packers as well. Elijah Moore, he's interesting. He's only 25 years old. Might stay in Cleveland or go elsewhere. Bobby Wagner, I'm going to predict he goes to the Raiders and reunites with Pete Carroll. I think that'd be interesting. Then we got Brandon Scherf. I think he goes to the Chiefs because they need guard. They probably move him to left guard since Trey Smith's their right guard. Keenan Allen, he might want to leave Chicago. I could see him going back to the Chargers or going to the Rams since they're going to be moving on from Cooper Kupp. Levante David, I think he stays in Tampa Bay. Julian Blackman, Colts might get him back, or he might go to the Vikings. Daniel Jones, I say he stays with the Vikings or he goes to the Jets. Mike Gesicki, tight end. I think the Bengals bring him back. He was very productive for them this year, and he said that he loves Cincinnati, so I think they bring him back. Marcus Davenport, Lions probably get him back for cheap. Terrell Dotson, probably Seahawks get him back. Tyron Smith, I think he either retires or he could possibly go to the Chiefs, maybe. Mike Hilton, I think he goes back to the Steelers. Juwan Johnson, maybe he goes to the Jets. I don't know. D-Hop, I think he goes back to the Texans since they're going to need wide receiver depth because they might lose Diggs. And Tank Dell's out until 2026, unfortunately. So I think I would love to see him back in Houston and play for CJ Stroud. I think that would be really cool. Jedrick Wills, I think he's a left tackle. He's not an elite left tackle, but he's solid, and he's only 26 years old. I wouldn't mind the Pats getting him. DJ Jones, I think the Bengals is a possibility. Maybe the Chargers. Josh Palmer, they'll probably let him go. Mike Jackson. Deontay Johnston, I don't even know if anyone's going to want him because I question his motivation to play football. And then Nick Chubb, I got him going to the Raiders because they need running back. But, yeah. I'm probably going to get like 98% of these wrong, but, that's okay. Do you think Robbie and Tori would send Brandon, Tori's brother, to a boarding school? Why? Why would they do that? If we get a Sam and Chosen spinoff in Okinawa, imagine we actually get a tournament there. That'd be interesting. What would you want to see in a Miguel spinoff? I don't know. If we get a Sam and Chosen spinoff in Okinawa, imagine. Oh, you just said that. Never mind. I'll get my mock draft set up. See. 1 second, guys. Now, I'm not going to do trades in this one. The next one, I will do trades. See, 2 rounds. Oh yeah, since Joey Boza got released, my prediction is that he goes to the 49ers and teams up with his brother, Nick Boza. Then Darius Slay got released. I think he could go back to the Lions. I wouldn't mind seeing him on the Vikings, though. The Pats would be cool. And then Aaron Rodgers, as much as I'd love to see him go to the Vikings, it's probably not going to happen. So I think the Raiders is a possibility because of Tom Brady. That'd be hilarious if Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams went to the Raiders. That'd be funny as hell. But I hear the Giants mentioned the most, which, again, I don't know why he would want to go from one bad New York team to another, but the Giants probably. I've heard the Colts is a possibility, but I don't think so. But let's get into our mock draft. 2 rounds. Whoops. Hold on. All right, so here we are. I know most people use PFF. I like to use this because you actually do trades. But we'll start off with this. I don't agree with their rankings, though. But who cares? But at number 1, like I said, in this scenario, the Titans have Sam Darnold, so they don't take quarterback here. So if they have the quarterback situation pretty much solved or whatever, or squared away, I think they're going to take Abdul Carter. They need to improve their defensive line, and they need edge. So I'm going to have the Titans take Abdul Carter. Jeffrey Simmons is getting older, so I think he'd be, a solid long-term replacement. The Browns at 2. I think the Browns are going to get Kirk Cousins as their quarterback for next season. And I think Kirk Cousins would be a good fit in Cleveland and Stefanski's system. So I'm going to have them take best available. Travis Hunter, they saved the Patriots from making a dumb decision. So I'm going to have them go to the Browns. They can put him in as their number 1 corner, and they can put him in at they can give him a few plays at slot receiver as well. Giants, they need a quarterback. See. Gonna have them take Cam Ward here. This thing freaking hurries up. Man, this thing's being slow. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Giants need a quarterback pretty bad. Daboll's trying to save his job. So I think Cam Ward fits well with the Giants. My Pats at 4. I don't know why they have corner as a top need. It's not the top need. Patriots at 4. They need offensive line really bad. I think by the time we get to draft night, I think they will trade down. I think it makes sense for them to trade down. But at 4, they're going to take Will Campbell, the best offensive lineman available. Now, a lot of people have criticized that, his arms are too short. Tackles have to have like at least 33-inch arms, and his measured in at 32. That's 1 inch. Who cares? And, he said at the combine that like there's there's film of me doing it all year. So I don't see why I can't do it, at the NFL level. So I think he can stay at left tackle for New England. At 5, the Jaguars. Gonna have them take Mason Graham. They do need corner, but defensive tackle is a big need for them as well. And, I think it'd be a perfect fit in Jacksonville. He would, improve that defensive line. Next, we have the Raiders. The Raiders, Shador's on the board. They're absolutely going to take him. I think he fits well with the Raiders. Tom Brady connection. He's trained with Tom Brady. So I think it makes perfect sense. And I think he wants to go to the Raiders. At number 7, the Jets. I'm going to have them take a draft combine riser if I can find him. One second. Where is he? There he is. Gonna have them take Armand Membu, tackle out of Missouri. They already got their left tackle last year in Alu Fashanu when Tyron Smith got injured. Alu did very well at left tackle. So why not secure your right tackle of the future in Armand Membu? His draft stock went up after the combine. He tested well at the Senior Bowl and the combine. So I have the Jets taking him. Then with the Panthers, they need defense really, 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 really bad. I'm going to have them take Jalen Walker out of Georgia, linebacker / edge. I like his ability to play off the edge. He can get to the quarterback, which is what Carolina needs. They could not touch the quarterback at all last season. It was actually pretty embarrassing. Then we have the Saints. I think the Saints go ahead and take a huge draft riser here and Shamar Stewart. I think the Saints are going to take an edge. They're going to have to draft good players because of their cap situation. But huge draft riser. He performed well at the Senior Bowl and he performed well at the Combine. Wasn't very productive this past year, but I think he'll be a good edge rusher at the NFL level. And then we got the Bears. Bears don't really need to do O-line because they've already addressed it. But I'm going to have them take an edge rusher. I have them taking Mykel Williams from Georgia. I do think edge is a need for them, defensive line. I think they have the O-line situated, but I think they need an edge. 49ers, I have them taking, if it loads, I have them taking James Pierce from Tennessee. Now, he does have some character concerns, but I'm not too worried about that. He's a beast. I think he'd be a great fit in San Francisco. And then Tristan, got the Cowboys taking Ashton Jeanty. Cowboys might have to trade up to get him, but in this scenario, he falls right to them. So I think that would be huge for them. For the Miami Dolphins, I have them taking Calvin Banks from Texas. There's a high possibility that Teron Armstead gets caught or he just ends up retiring. But you need to improve the O-line. You need to protect Tua. If he gets another concussion, he's done. Then we have the Colts. I have them taking Tyler Warren from Penn State. They need tight end pretty badly. He's a great playmaker. Thought he was phenomenal for Penn State. The playoffs. His draft stock went up like crazy, so I have them taking him. Falcons need to take an edge rusher. Their edge is just really bad. It's just not good. So if I can find them, there he is. And I'm taking Mike Green for Marshall. He was very productive for them this past season. He's a Senior Bowl riser. He's a Combine riser. So I think it'd be a great fit. In Atlanta, the Judon trade really didn't work out for them, unfortunately. But I'm taking Mike Green. He's a very good player. For the Cardinals, I'm going to have them take Kenneth Grant from Michigan. I think they need to improve their interior D-line. I think it'd be a great fit there. And then for the Bengals, maybe Zone will love this, maybe he won't, but I have them getting an absolute steal in Will Johnson. Now, should he be falling this low? No, I think he should be a top 10 pick. But it's because of the injury concerns. And apparently he didn't test at the Combine. So that's part of the reason why. But I think it'd be a great fit in Cincinnati. They need secondary help. And I think it'd be an absolute steal for them because I think he's going to be very good at the NFL level. Then we got the Seahawks. The Seahawks should go guard, but but John Schneider is not going to do that because he usually doesn't take guard in the first round. But if I can find him, there he is. I have them taking Jahad Campbell in the first round. Very good linebacker out of Alabama. Could be an edge rusher as well. But I like the fit. Then we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They need secondary, but they also need edge as well. I'm going to have them go Jahdae Barron. He's in privileged draft stock a lot. Can play on the outside, can play at the nickel. He can play at safety as well. So I think it'd be a good fit in Tampa Bay. Then we have the Broncos. I'm going to have them take Tedoror McMillan, receiver out of Arizona. A lot of people are expecting him to fall. Now, he's a very good deep threat. He struggles with separation, though, and that's a big concern. But, if he can get better at that, I think he's going to be a really good receiver. Then the Steelers at 21, they get a steal here. And Luther Burden, they need wide receiver depth. Because all they really have is George Pickens, and there's rumors of them trading George Pickens, but I don't see that happening. Now, another popular mock is Colston Loveland to the Chargers because of the Jim Harbaugh connection. If this thing could stop glitching on me. But yeah, they need a tight end. He's a good pass catcher, and I think it'd be a good fit. In LA. For the Packers, they do need corner, but here I'm going to have them take Josh Simmons. Was looking like offensive tackle number 1 before the knee injury, but if you can clear the medicals, I think it'd be a good fit in Green Bay. Tackle's a need for them as well. They get the best one available. As soon as this thing loads, there we go. All right, for the Vikings, I have them taking Walter Nolan from Ole Miss. His draft stock skyrocketed this past season, and I think it'd be a great fit in Brian Flores' system. They do need interior D-line because they cannot stop the run at all against the Lions and the Rams. It was bad. So I do think it'd be a good fit there in Minnesota. They could also go running back as well in case they don't get Aaron Jones back. And Aaron Jones is 30. He's not going to play forever. Next, we have the Texans. They do need guard, but for this one, I'm going to have them take Emeka Egbuka. They reunite him with CJ Stroud. I think that'd be a great pick for them because they're going to need wide receiver depth since Tank Dell isn't going to be there next year because of the injury. Now, the Rams are interesting. They can go a couple different rounds, but I think they need corner. So that's where I have them taking as soon as I can find them. I have them taking Ben Morrison. Very underrated. I don't know why people are sleeping on him. Oh, he got injured. Who cares? He'll be fine. He's a very good corner. So I think it'd be a good fit with the Rams. They need depth at corner. Then we got the Ravens, who also need depth at corner. See, they could go. I'm actually going to have them go Matthew Golden. They need depth at wide receiver because they struggled without Zay Flowers against the Bills. Lamar's top receiver Jordan's draft stock went up a lot, so I think it'd be a great fit in Baltimore. The Lions, they can go edge, or they can go guard, but I'm actually going to have them go Tyler Booker from Alabama. I think they need guard, and I think it'd be a good fit there. Don't know why it's not working. Come on. Bro, I've clicked it like 3 times and it's still not working. I don't understand. Like, why is it not working? I've clicked it like 5 times now. I don't know why it's not working. I don't get it. What the frick? Why is it not working? Yeah, I don't know why it's not working. I don't get it. Thank you. Which one do you think is the likeliest to get a spin-off? First, Sam Miguel, Okinawa, Robbie and Tori, Chosen and Kim. Probably Robbie and Tori. They're probably going to do a Miyagi spin-off, though. Yo, why a boarding school, though? Yeah, just doesn't want to work. I don't get it. There we go. Now it's working. Okay. Well, the reason why I didn't add the Miyagi particle is because we know for sure that we're getting at some point. Okay. Let's try this again, shall we? We're almost down with round one. All right, so at the Lions take Tyler Booker. Commanders. I'm gonna have the Commanders take Nick Skirton. They could use the edge depth. Okay, and then the Bills at 30. Now, I don't think he should be falling this far because he's a very talented player, but I'm gonna have them take Malachi Starks, safety out of Georgia. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry about that, guys. All right. Chiefs at 31. They have to go tackle here. Gonna have them take Josh Connerly from Oregon. They need left tackle really, really bad. I know he got destroyed by Mike Green, but Mike Green's really, really good. There was like one clip. Connerly did really well at the combine and the Senior Bowl. And then last pick of the first round, I have the Eagles going Derek Harmon from Oregon. The guy's a dog. Howie Roseman loves building from the trenches. And I think it'd be a great replacement for Milton Williams. But we are on to round two. Let me see if there's any new chats. There isn't. Okay. But we'll get started with round two. The Browns are most likely going to let Nick Chubb walk. So with that in mind, why not get a replacement? And if I can find it, Trayvon Henderson. I think they're going to get one of the Ohio State running backs. So why not get Trayvon Henderson? Very good running back. So they get their replacement for Nick Chubb. Keep him in the state of Ohio. Then for the Giants, they need corner. Probably like their second biggest need. So I'm going to have them take Siobhan Revel from Eastern Carolina. He was looking really good before the Achilles tear, but he put up plenty of good film. So the Giants need depth at corner. So I think he makes a lot of sense for them. Now Titans, they need O-line help. They've already invested a lot at guard. So I think they should probably take a tackle. I think Jonah Savaiinaea would be a good fit because I think he'll be able to play all over the place. I think he can play at tackle, and I think he can play at guard as well. So I'm gonna have them take Jonah from Arizona. The Jaguars, they need a corner, as I said earlier. So I'm gonna have them take, if I can find them. I'm gonna have them take Trey Amos from Ole Miss. I don't know why they have CB listed here twice. That kind of doesn't make any sense. All right, Raiders, they need running back. Gonna have them take Amarian Hampton from North Carolina. He's very, very good at the combine. I'd love to reunite him with Drake May in New England, which it's possible, but we'll see. But for now, I have the Raiders taking Amarian Hampton. They need a running back like really, really bad. But next, the Pats. I have them double dipping at offensive line. I'd love to take Trey Harris, or one of these other defensive players, but all line's a huge priority. I'd love to get Tyleik Williams as well. Let me see if I can find him. Where is he? Did I pass over him? Nope, he's right here. I'm taking Donovan Jackson from Ohio State. Could end up being a left tackle too, because he was playing left tackle in the college playoffs and national championship game. So if Will Campbell's a left guard and he ends up being a left tackle, that'd be great. For the Bears, I'm gonna have them take Princely Umanmielen. Now there are concerns with him. He has actually tried to fight fans, like no joke. Like he's actually tried to literally run up the stands and fight fans. Like he's out there. Next for the Saints, I have them take edge in the first round. I can see him go defensive line. I can see him go receiver. Say guard, edge, defensive tackle. We'll have them go defensive line. I think TJ Sanders would be a good fit. Then Cowboys. Probably go defensive tackle. Wait, no, this is the Bears. What am I saying? Defensive tackle. Gonna have them go Alfred Collins here. I think it'd be a good fit. And for the Jets, they need a quarterback. For the Jets, we're going to go Jackson Dart. They need to get a quarterback. They should not start him. They should I clicked the wrong guy. Damn it. Well, just pretend it's Jackson Dart. I meant Jackson Dart. But I have the Jets taking Jackson Dart. The thing glitched on me, sadly. But 49ers, I'm going to have them take Nick Eamon-Wari. I think would be a good fit in San Fran. Like I said, they're probably going to lose Hufanga. Now, I'm going to have the Cowboys take Talik Williams. Now, I do need guard as well, but I'm going to have them take Talik Williams. They need defensive tackle as well. Next for the Colts, they need corner or safety. Gonna have them take Azari Thomas from Florida State. If I can get to him. Get my charger. Okay, hopefully it actually charges. Falcons, they lose Dahlman. I could see Wyatt Millam. He's projected as a guard or center, so he might be a center. I'm gonna put. So I accidentally clicked Landon Jackson. So just pretend Jackson Dart is hold on. Just pretend Jackson Dart is Landon Jackson and pretend Landon Jackson is Jackson Dart because the thing glitched on me. All right, next Cowboys. Or why do I keep saying the Cowboys? Dolphins, Adam getting their right tackle, Cam Williams. They get both the Texas tackles. Like I said, got to improve the O-line, got to protect Tua. Then we got the Bengals. I don't take corner in round one, right? Let's see, is there any defensive tackles? Deion Walker is possible. Azaraku, Tate Ratledge. Come on, load. So I'm going to have the Bengals take Jack Sawyer. I think they need to focus on defense. Man, this thing takes forever to load. All right, Seahawks. They need O-line. Gray Zabel here. He's projected as a guard or a center. He's not going to be a tackle. So they need O-line help pretty badly. As soon as this thing loads. And the Broncos, I have them taking Caleb Johnson. Really good running back out of Iowa. Could be a first-round pick. I can see the Vikings taking him, but I have them falling here in the second round of the Broncos. Just making sure it's still charging. For the Steelers, if I can find him, he's probably ranked really low, which doesn't surprise me. Steelers, I've seen them linked to Jalen Milroe a lot. So they get some youth at the quarterback position, Jalen Milroe. For the Bucks, they need corner. Oh, wait, I already had them take corner in the first round. So they need edge. I'm going to have them take JT Tuamaloa, one of my favorite prospects. That defense needs to be improved. Could go Trey Harris as well. And then Green Bay, I think they improve. They do need corner, but I can see them improve their receiving core as well. Trey Harris, very underrated prospect. Very, very talented. For the Chargers, I'm going to go Marcus Bow from Purdue. He's projected as a guard. Could stick at tackle, though, but I think they go out and get him. The Bills. Bills is interesting. I can see them bringing in another receiver and Iomanor from Stanford. The college Miguel's going to, funny enough. For the Panthers, ground take Xavier Watts, safety at Notre Dame. They need secondary help. Texans. And then take receiver, so they're going to need a guard. Tate Ratledge is possible. I think he's a left guard. I don't remember, though. Yes, I'm gonna have them take Tate Ratledge from Georgia. All right, next we got Baltimore. Gonna take Ursery from Minnesota. Could be a depth piece. But yeah. Then we have the Lions. I'm gonna have them take Demetrius Knight from South Carolina. Improve that defense. Then for the Commanders, I'm taking Deion Walker from. I just clicked Josiah Stewart. Okay, never mind. We'll go Josiah Stewart instead. Why not? And then for the Bills, take Deion Walker from Kentucky. All right, we're almost done here. All right, next we got the Chiefs. Could be the last year of Travis Kelce. So that being said, we're going to have them take Elijah Arroyo, tight end out of Miami. And then the Eagles. We'll have them take, as soon as it loads, Braden Swinson, edge out of LSU. And that is going to cap it off. So, quick recap here. We had the Cardinals take Kenneth Grant and Landon Jackson. The thing glitched on me, like I said earlier. Falcons get Mike Green and Wyatt Millum. Baltimore, the Ravens get Matthew Golden and Ursery. The Bills got Malachi Starks, Alec Ayomanor, and Deion Walker. The Panthers got, as soon as it freaking loads, what the frick? Jalen Walker and Xavier Watts. Bears got Michael Williams, Princely, Uman Yellen, and Alfred Collins. Bengals got Will Johnson and Jack Sawyer. Browns got Travis Hunter and Trayvon Henderson. Cowboys got Genty and Talik Williams. Tristan, you got to be happy with that. Broncos got T-Mac and Caleb Johnson. Zone might be happy with that. And then Detroit got Tyler Bucker and Demetrius Knight. Green Bay got Josh Simmons and Trey Harris. Houston got Egbuka and Tate Ratledge. Indianapolis got Tyler Warren and Azare Thomas, excuse me. Jags got Mason Graham and Trey Amos. That's a pretty good draft right there. Chiefs got Josh Connolly and Elijah Roro. The Dolphins got both Texas tackles. They got one for the left and the right. Vikings only got Walter Nolan. They don't have a second-round pick, unfortunately. They traded it to get J.J. McCarthy. Or no, they traded it to get their other first-round pick. Donovan Jackson. I'd be very happy if that ends up happening for us. New Orleans gets Shamar Stewart and TJ Sanders. Giants got Cam Ward and Siobhan Ravel. Jets got Armand Membu and Jackson Dart. Raiders got Shador Sanders and Amarian Hampton. Eagles got Derek Harmon and Braden Swinson. Steelers got Luther Burden and Jalen Milroe. Chargers got Colston Loveland and Marcus Bowe. San Fran got Nick Emanwari and James Pierce. Seahawks got Jahad Campbell and Gray Zabel. And then Rams only had a first. They got Ben Morrison. Tampa Bay got Barron and JT Tuimalio. Probably said that wrong, but oh well. Titans got Abdul Carter and Jonas Savanaya. And then Commanders got Skirton and Josiah Stewart. Well, I have to go now. It's a great stream. It was different, but it was great. I'll see you next week. All right, see you next week. All right, that's going to cap it off, guys. Sorry if it was a bit of a boring one, but yeah, I'm excited for the NFL offseason. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next week. Good night.